ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host and MC for this evening, Deanne Kincaid. Nothing like having a low-budget production. So I guess you figured out that was me back there, right? Well, I want to thank you all for coming out. We have lots of comics for you tonight. Very good. Okay, our next comic is from Ahwatukee. He claims he's every woman's fantasy, short, fat, and bald. Here's David Segura.
That's a pretty good intro. I just realized if I had a friend named Jerry, I'd be George Costanza. Anyway, my name is David. I'm actually an engineer. I've got a wife and a son named Noah. I used to play a lot of sports. I used to go to a lot of concerts. I used to have a social life. But as I just mentioned, now I've got a wife and a son. So now I know every song by The Wiggles. Every song. Although I gotta admit that Big Red Car song is pretty sweet. So my wife works from home so she can take care of our son Noah. I get home the other day. I said to Noah, let's go outside and throw the football. Go get your shoes. So here's a clue that he's been spending way too much time with my wife. He comes back with a pair of high heels and a purse. Yeah, Noah, that's not the kind of spikes you play football with. He's growing up pretty quickly. He still sleeps in our bed. He's 18 now. You can imagine our bed is pretty crowded, so I moved down to the floor with the dog. There is a lot more room, and the dog likes to cuddle. Gosh. So I can still remember when Noah was born. He's only 2. We were at the hospital. We just taken a tour of the hospital, and we got to see the nursery where they keep all the babies. We got to see the nursery. Reminds me of the ice cream case over at Cold Stone. Because you've got your vanilla babies, you've got your chocolate babies, and you've got that vanilla chocolatey swirl. I think we got lucky when we had Noah. First thing when he was born, I looked at my wife and I said, "He's good looking!" So I had to take a picture. Of course I did. But the flash was on. So you can imagine, his eyes shot wide open. I mean, poor kid. Here he is thinking, not another white light, I just got here. We took him on a plane when he was a baby. That's kind of a nightmare. First you have all these extra pieces of carry-on. You've got the diaper bag. You've got the stroller. You've got the baby. That sounded better in rehearsal. Getting through security, that's kind of a nightmare. We got stopped for bringing breast milk. I actually got asked, "Is this your breast milk, sir?" So I looked at him and I said, "Sure is, freshly squeezed." No, but they take it seriously. If you don't have a child with you and you're bringing breast milk, they are not going to let you through. No. If you're just some weirdo, you're walking along, you've got a bag of Oreos and some breast milk, they are not going to let you on the plane. Believe me, I've tried. So we picked up my wife's brother from the airport the other day. That guy eats like a champ. In the weekend he stayed with us, he ate $150 worth of groceries. He even ate my wife's premenstrual, prenatal, pregnancy, whatchamacallit, women bars. Anyway, they're pink and they're purple, and they got a picture of a pregnant woman on them. And he ate the whole box in one sitting. We had to lock up the Oreos and breast milk. I like to eat food. A little too much. I think I had to get a membership at a gym. Let me give you some advice, though. Whatever you do not go to the gym during the late morning, because that's when the old people go. For some reason, old men love to walk around naked. And nobody wants to see that. Gay, straight, whatever, nobody. I mean, they don't even know they're in the lobby. Don't get me wrong, I like old people. I hope to become one day. I'm sure Noah'll still be sleeping in her bed. Our next door neighbor, he's an old guy. But he's one of those guys that thinks he owns the block just because he sits on the HOA board. So he goes across the street to the park and he puts up a sign the other day, "No one allowed after dusk." I mean, come on, bud. Not everybody eats their dinner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and is in bed by 6. I mean, my son Noah has a later bedtime than you. Speaking of old people, I was at a funeral last year for a friend's grandmother. Her kids are running around taking pictures of everything. I mean, they're taking pictures of the flowers, taking pictures of the coffin. They even took pictures of the body. I mean, seriously, what photo album are those going into? You know, grandma's last trip? Grandma, say cheese! All right, that's all I got, folks. Thanks.
Okay, we need to have a lesson in mic etiquette. So how do you like it so far? Is it going good? Okay, we want to thank everybody, but we want to have them come up one more time for a quick bow. So let's give them a round of applause. David Segura. Isn't this a great group? Take your picture. Squeeze together, crowd. Squeeze together, guys. They want to take your picture. I want to thank everybody that helps put this show on, too, because I certainly don't do this by myself. Hey! And I certainly want to thank all these students who worked so hard for 7 weeks. If you can believe, they've only had 7 weeks of instruction. And they did a great job tonight. Do you agree? Let's give them a hand. And of course, we must thank the audience. You've been a wonderful audience tonight. We thank you so much for coming out to enjoy comedy. Thank you and good night. That's our show. Everybody.